over Japan, notably Lucia Garcia, her second half brace from the bench, and Sarah's start.
All right, let's meet the back four for the United States. We've got at left back Crystal Dunn, very quick, a forward from North Carolina originally. Next to her is the evergreen Becky Sauerbrunn, a very experienced and very intelligent defender. For my money, she is the best center back in the world, male or female. Someone that you definitely want to learn from while she is still playing at the very, very top. Next to her is Abby Dahlkemper, who is 26 years old, UCLA player. And then Emily Sonnet is playing right back in place of Kelly O'Hara. All right, the first thing you'll notice about the women's team is that they are extremely good at organizing their line and recovering to it. So the wingbacks will step, reading various triggers, and then they will reset and recover to the line. Here on this replay, you can see a center back stepping to contest a ball played to the 9. The 9 lays the ball off, and then the defenders, again, all recover to the same line. Great organization. On this clip, Dahlkemper steps to contest the ball because it's in her channel. Sauerbrunn slides across to shrink the gap and cover her because of the threat from the Spaniard, and ultimately the Spaniards settle for a very low probability shot. On this replay, again, you'll see Becky circled, sliding over to deal with the Spaniard, who becomes the main threat.
Garcia goes for the shot, was
Again, the Spaniards are running at the American back four, but the Americans prevent any penetrating passes, and Crystal Dunn flares out when the ball is played wide.
Torresia.
I don't really know. But obviously the likes of Carly and Megan still playing at this level.
This is a great picture that again shows the line integrity for the Americans. Because of how the field is mowed, you can see that they are all within about 6 inches of each other, and they are all reacting to the same game triggers.
He was one of the best players on the pitch the other night against England, and obviously scored a fantastic goal, so they're both proving that, yeah, it's just a number.
Here comes Spain, Corredera. Dunn again called into defensive action for the USA.
Here we see the center back in front of the ball step to it to affect the ball. When she can't, she recovers to the middle. The defenders to her left and her right then just adjust spacing to prevent any penetrating passes. When the ball's played out wide, the wingback flares out to affect the ball, and the Spaniards settle for a low probability chance.
The delivery in the end is poor.
As we rewatch this clip, notice how the ball exits the box, and so do all of the American defenders. This is an important principle of defending. The ball goes up, so do you.
Garcia is off.
Here the American defenders force the ball out wide. This triggers Abby Dahlkemper, who is circled, to find her blind spot and to check the center of the field for danger. You'll notice she does this every time the ball is played out wide. Here we see Sauerbrunn locate the threat posed by the opposing 9, and so she just begins to drop. Here we see Sauerbrunn pick up the run from the Spanish forward, so she immediately changes her body shape and adjusts accordingly to protect space behind.
Corredera. Garcia. Well closed down by Law.
Like as well is that always offering angles for each other on the ball, and that increases the chance of retaining possession.
Cardona's delivery cleared away. Here is Torresia. Cardona's delivery cleared away. Here is Torresia. Again,
Next, we'll look at how the Americans defended counter moves by the Spaniards. The Spanish had 5 opportunities where they were either numbers up or had numerical parity, but none of these became good goal-scoring chances.
Garcia keeps it going, finding Cardona. Hermoso, Pateas there with her. Here is Alexia Pateas. Corredera making the run. Corredera's delivery. That this time in the bounce.
This picture clearly favors the attackers, who are in a 2v2 against the circled Americans. The Americans respond to this danger not by trying to win the ball back, but by slowing down the opponents, even if they have to cede territory in order to do so. Help is on the way. They are just trying to stay in the way.
Here is Lucia Garcia.
You'll see this principle every single time there is a major midfield breakdown or the Americans otherwise have to engage in emergency defending. They will trade space for the certainty that they stay in the way of the goal.
Pateas. Guiaro had made the run, too much on it, and ushered. Started captain in her 103rd cap today. But given that Lloyd has already drawn attention to that criticism, I'm sure a few fans will be wondering just why she's taken the armband in the second half.
Again, you'll see the American defenders, pictured now, are focused on staying in the way rather than winning the ball back. Ultimately, they force the Spaniards out wide, and the Spaniards settle for a very low-quality box entry. In this video, you'll see another midfield giveaway that undoes the American defensive structure. So the center backs prioritize staying in the way and are willing to concede some space in order to do that. Becky Sauerbrunn, when called into action, just deals with the danger. Here you see Becky Sauerbrunn engage in box defending. Notice she doesn't make any effort to win the ball or even touch the Spaniard when she's in the box. She ushers her out of the box and then she wins the ball. One of the principles of box defending is that the defenders will avoid any action that could easily become a penalty kick. So Becky Sauerbrunn actually makes no effort to win the ball until it has exited the box.
Absolutely, I think that the Spanish team will be extremely
could be in behind here. An opportunity for Guiaro. The USA get bodies back. Here is Pateas, just tried to dink it through to Hermoso.
Absolutely, I think
in this replay, you'll see that as soon as the ball starts bouncing in the box, that Becky is not trying to tackle the ball, but blocking the opponent, and then Emily Sonnet immediately gets her hands behind her back so she doesn't concede a handball. In this clip, there's a moment of danger for the U.S. team and for Abby personally. The ball ends up bouncing in the box, and the Americans deal with it, not with any reckless challenges, but just by making certain that they do not give up a penalty.
Who tries the more...
This becomes Spain's best goal-scoring opportunity of the entire game. Again, the ball goes wide, and so Abby Dahlkemper, one of the center backs, checks her shoulder, finds her blind spot, and locates the attacking threat. She responds to that by interfering with the player's aerial space just enough.
And the ball in off the post! How?
You'll see Abby has to focus on the ball, so she extends the right arm, which gives her just enough forewarning.
Psychology coming into play.
Yeah, it's
psychology coming into play.
Yeah, it's
here is going to have
In the
to
next
be
two
narrowed to that
clips,
18
we'll see
players squad for the
examples
Olympics.
of
The
U.S.
players,
defenders
England's players, Japan's
dealing
players will be
with
thinking
flighted
about that.
deliveries at the
Spain
far
come
post
forward
that
again.
are uncontested. As we evaluate
Space for
decision-making
Cardona.
here, it's important to remember
Over
that
the head
corner
of
kicks
Hermoso.
at the highest level
Again,
actually are
Sonnet.
not very good goal-scoring chances.
Cardona joining the
With
attack.
proper communication,
Delivery in
Crystal
the end
could
is
have
poor,
known that she could
but
have let this
doesn't
ball
take
go,
any chances.
but without that
And it's behind
information,
for a
she
Spain
dealt with
corner.
the danger.